Hey everyone, Mr. Brickswag back here with another video, and today we have a very exciting video. This is going to be so awesome. This is definitely one of the sets that I've been most anticipated for several months now. It's so awesome. When I first heard the news, or the rumors, I guess, of this set, I was very excited. As you guys may know, from my last review, I actually own Boba's Slave I from 2015, and now finally, we got one for Jango! Let's go! So this is Jango Fett's Starship, or Slave I, whatever you want to call it. Disney kind of wants to get away from the whole slave thing, and so they're using different language now, but it's still Slave I to all of us. But anyway, Jango Fett Starship, it's what it's now called. This is freaking awesome. So this is shown in episode 2. It's shown very extensively, actually more than than Boba's Slave I. In fact, this is shown quite a bit. It does a whole like duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi starfighter in space, which is really neat. And in the movie, this thing drops some seismic charges, and that noise so freaking iconic. I mean, you can hear it. You can just hear it. I don't even need to imitate it. You can just hear it. And on top of that, it also fires these I guess, I don't know what you call them, cannons, at Obi-Wan starfighter, and that's like super rapid fire. Really awesome. So yeah, just really excited to unbox this set. It's really been a long time coming. I'm so glad that they're finally showing some more love to the prequels. So again, very excited for this. Can't wait to unbox it, build it, and review it for you guys. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alrighty guys, so just unboxed Jango Slave I. And wow, there are a ton of bags here. Oh my gosh, there are so many bags. So there's a total of 23 numbered bags. Unlike some of the other UCS sets I've done, there are no repeats of numbers, which is a good thing, to be honest with you. It makes it easier to not make mistakes, so that's nice. In addition to the 23 numbered bags, it comes with this little mystery piece, which I think is probably the windshield piece. They covered it in paper so that it doesn't get damaged on transportation, which is really nice. I know those can get scratched up real easily. In addition to that, you have the printed UCS plaque, which is really nice, and then a bunch of other big pieces, probably for the display stand if I had to guess. You got this unfortunate sticker sheet here. It's quite a few stickers on this set, which is very unfortunate, but that is the reality that we have to live with modern day Lego. And then we also have these 2 instruction booklets. Nothing too fancy about them. I took a look in here. Now it's just about Jango Slave I, built to hunt, really cool. It is a very nice gunship. You got Count Dooku here, Jango Fett, and Sam Wessel, really nice. And there you have the actual drawing of the Slave I there, very neat. Just looks totally awesome. You got some of the features in here. You know, you got Boba and Jango in there. This is probably all from Attack of the Clones, so really neat. Yep, details on display, really cool. And then, yeah, it's just some more information about some of the features that I'm sure we'll take a look at in the full review. And yeah, it just goes right into the build, doesn't really give an overview or anything, which is totally fine. And I'm assuming the second booklet does something quite similar. You have some pretty cool art for both of these. Really just of the set, to be honest. And just to note, the instructions actually came in a nice little paper envelope this time instead of the usual ones that we'd get. So very cool, sustainable, very cool effort from Lego. But anyway, yeah, just really excited to build this. This is about 3,000 pieces, so it's going to be a pretty long, extensive build. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to put on a nice audiobook and probably chill out and do that. So yeah, I'll tune in with you guys after the build. Hey, what's going on, guys? Just finished the build of the Jango Fett's Slave I, also known as the Jango Fett Starship. I'm just going to keep calling it Slave I from now on. And wow, that was a really fun build process. It actually took me a little bit to do it. I've been really busy this week with work and everything. Some of you guys may not know, but this is not my day job. My day job is as a engineer, so I spend quite a lot of time doing that. But anyway, took me over the course of I think 6 days or something like that to do this. And it took me a total of 10 hours to build. I think that's a little bit longer than what you can expect to build. I think I probably could have gotten this done in 8 or 9. The thing is, I just, had to take so many breaks, and I had to, restart the whole build process a couple of times. So that's why it took so long. But yeah, that was pretty fun. And just to kind of rate the build process overall, if I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It was a really, really fun build overall. I love the construction techniques along the base here. It's definitely a huge upgrade from the original Slave 1. I mean, some of these slope pieces, they just do this so intricately, and it's a lot different. I mean, the original Slave 1 used a lot of techniques that were kind of just classical, so you just kind of stack bricks on top of each other. This is a lot different. There's a ton of technique that goes into this, a ton of attached pieces. So, some of these are not attached by studs, they're actually attached, by clips or by other methods. But yeah, just really, really cool, and it just gives this really amazing look. I just absolutely love it so much. And then, when you get to build the rest of the thing, everything else is, I would say, fairly comparable to what we would find in the original Slave 1, but like the panels and all this stuff, none of that's really too much different. I mean, this is pretty much the same. The stand is kind of similar to how they did it before. It's a little bit different, but we'll go over that in a second. But yeah, overall, just a really, really well constructed build. Very modern building techniques for sure. Definitely one of the most complicated builds I've ever done, so really enjoyed that. Now, before we get into anything else here, I did want to show off the minifigures. So starting here on the left, we have Jango Fett. Very, very clean looking minifigure. Definitely a really great one. Looks absolutely fantastic. You can see that he has a very nice looking helmet. If you looked at previous iterations of the helmet, they definitely really improved on this iteration. There's no gap between this part and the kind of like blue part, which is really nice. There's an updated rangefinder, which is really sick. This thing looks absolutely amazing. Very, very accurate compared to the old one. So huge, huge shout out to LEGO for making that. Unfortunately, due to the double side face, you can actually see some of the stubble from his, face popping out the back here, which is not good. I don't like that. And also, from what I've been told, the gunmetal gray jetpack is a little bit inaccurate compared to what you see on screen. It's supposed to be, similar to what his helmet color is, so that's a little bit unfortunate. He has two very standard guns here. They're not like the normal guns that you have because, he has silver weapons, so decent job there, perfectly fine. Again, this is a UCS version, so it has arm printing, of course, and it is exclusive to this set. Absolutely loving that there. Torso print, you got those dual molded legs with the toe printing and everything. Looks absolutely fantastic, so very, very good job with this minifigure. And then unfortunately you get to the other minifigure in the set, and this is like garbage. Like I wish I could think of a nicer word to say, but this is a garbage minifigure. Even as someone who's not the biggest minifig guy, I can recognize that this is completely garbage. M&R Productions, if you go watch his review, did a very full, in-depth look at everything that's wrong with this minifigure. I think it looks absolutely awful. Mainly for one reason, which is the hair. So if you swap the hair piece, I think it looks passable, not good, but passable. But because of the hair piece, I gotta knock off so many points for this. It looks absolutely terrible. So just an absolute joke of a minifigure, especially when you compare it to the Jangos. I mean, it's not even the same caliber of minifigure. So very disappointing. The previous iterations were all definitely way better. So very disappointed LEGO for that. And I think I did mention this earlier, but these figures both have dual-sided heads. So you have the very stern Jango look here, and then you have the kind of angry look here. They missed out a great opportunity to do a pilot version of Jango there. Very disappointing, but oh well. And then you have Boba. He has this like kind of normal look, and then he has a cheeky smile look. I honestly prefer the old minifigure where they had that like crazy smile. That one looked a lot better, but I mean, not horrible, but just not great. So yeah, not the greatest there. And also they give you this little hair piece so that, oh, sorry, this is Boba's hair piece. Jango's hair piece. You can take this, put it on top, and actually looks pretty good. It looks definitely really accurate to what you see on screen. So yeah, really nice there. Now taking a look at the aesthetic of the build in general, first you have it on its display stand like this. So I'm going to first look at the display stand itself. First looking at the plaque. So this is printed on, which is a really nice upgrade over the stickered versions that we had in the past. Again, this is pretty much identical to what we had with the Boba Slave one, except for this one, the build is a little more accurate actually to match the capacity that you see on this bottom line here. Now taking a look at the aesthetic of the entire build, like I mentioned before, absolutely phenomenal. I love the color scheme on this thing. The sand green, the dark blue, the white, the light gray. You even got this like kind of, it's different. The yellow here is very bright, but the yellow here is in fact kind of like mellow. It looks like almost like a banana yellow compared to this one, which is like a more bright, I guess, citrusy yellow if I had to describe color schemes. But anyway. Just the matching of all the colors just looks absolutely fantastic. Looks very, very clean overall. Absolutely love that. You have a lot of sticker details, unfortunately. That's kind of the one drawback of this set, to be honest. And that's why I didn't give the build a 10 out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10 instead because of the stickers. So you can see one sticker here. You know, the colors just don't really perfectly match. This one's not a super offensive one. This one actually works out pretty well, I would say. The dark green actually meshes pretty well with the dark green there. This one, you know, again, you see that like kind of sand green just doesn't really match. It doesn't really match. This is probably the most egregious sticker. It's the biggest sticker on the set, I think. And it's used to split the blue and the green. Now, they did a good job of splitting in other parts of the build, so I don't know why they needed stickers to do it here. But anyway, just big disappointment there. However, you know, again, aside from the stickers, it just looks really, really great. But, you know, the stickers, again, on the windshield piece, not great. No stickers on the wings, which is nice. The Boba's had a couple, so that's nice. And there's no stickers on here either. But to be fair, it's because the Boba's one has battle damage, and so this one doesn't, so it doesn't need those kind of stickers. But there are other stickers in other parts, again, some of which are wholly unnecessary. If you're going to do stickers, keep it relegated to the cockpit. This one does have a couple cockpit stickers. Again, I'm not going to rag on that, but the stickers on the other parts of the set, to me, are a little unforgivable. Yeah, taking a look at the side angle right here, beautifully profiled. I mean, just looks absolutely fantastic. You got this nice, it's just so smooth. It's really, the base is just so freaking smooth. I mean, the way that they did the base here, it's just so dang clean. And the back of the base as well, just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the radar dish and everything, the thrusters here, just absolutely fantastic. I love the yellow. I think this is accurate to the movie version. In general, I mean, aesthetically, I think this ship just looks a lot more accurate to the movie than Boba's version does. Again, because of the modern construction techniques. I mean, you can see that this is at an angle, right? And you can't do that traditionally with normal studs. You have to do it with Technic. And so this is really, really sick. I mean, the way they just did all of this, absolutely phenomenal. Definitely looks amazing. And again, the color scheme is just absolutely spot on. So aesthetically, I really don't have many complaints about this set. It's fantastic. It's a great display model. Now taking a look at the kind of external play features, so everything aside from the cockpit itself, we do have a couple. And so kind of at the bottom here, we have the rotating cannons, kind of similar to what was present in Boba Slave 1. Moves together using a kind of Technic system. Really good there, definitely is awesome. Unfortunately, the big drawback of this set is that there is no removable piece to kind of access the other weapons. The best thing you have is this kind of cannon right here. You can kind of move back and forth, but that's really lame. Definitely wish they gave us something there, but oh well. It's very unfortunate, but not the worst thing in the world, I guess. And if you take a look at the backside, actually, there is a really fun play feature here. So if you actually peel back, I'm going to take this off first. So actually, yeah, let's actually go over this first. So this is kind of similar to the hatch that Boba's had. This one actually works a little bit differently. And I hope that 10 years down the line, this one doesn't break, because it's actually very, very securely attached compared to the other one, which is only like 2 studs, which is ridiculous. This one's a lot better. And again, you can use this to get stuff out that falls in to the kind of structure of the build. So that's really, really nice. Definitely necessary for a build like this. And taking a look at the kind of other play feature, I guess, on the back side here, you have this. The seismic charge. I mean, absolutely iconic part of the Slave One in general. Absolutely fantastic. So this is actually secured with a couple of studs, I think, or just one stud, rather. You kind of put on the back there, and when you want to drop it out, you remove these 2 panels, and you can kind of take this out. So that's really, really neat. And if you take a look at the back side, actually, there is a really, really fun play feature here. So if you actually peel back, I'm going to take this off first. So actually, yeah, let's actually go over this first. So this is kind of similar to the hatch that Boba's had. This one actually works a little bit differently. And I hope that 10 years down the line, this one doesn't break, because it's actually very, very securely attached compared to the other one, which is only like 2 studs, which is ridiculous. This one's a lot better. And again, you can use this to get stuff out that falls in to the kind of structure of the build. So that's really, really nice. Definitely necessary for a build like this. And taking a look at the kind of other play feature, I guess, on the back side here, you have this. The seismic charge. I mean, absolutely iconic part of the Slave One in general. Absolutely fantastic. So this is actually secured with a couple of studs, I think, or just one stud, rather. You kind of put on the back there, and when you want to drop it out, you remove these 2 panels, and you can kind of take this out. So that's really, really neat. And then once you decide that you actually want to display the seismic charge, you can just take, again, those 2 panels you could take them off, and then you can put them on these little studs right here. So there's 2 on this side, and then there's 2 on this side, I believe. Yeah, so you can just put them on there and then display it as is. You can have the seismic charge just kind of hanging out like it's about to release. I wish they did a like more complicated mechanism, like you could actually pull out doors or whatever, or maybe slide them. Unfortunately, not a thing on this set, but not a big deal. It does look pretty cool. And again, this isn't a play set, so I don't really knock it too much. It is a really fun feature, and it's not present in the original Slave One, so very, very sick there. Now, taking a look at how this attaches to the stand back here, you just kind of have it sitting on these 2 like Technic pieces. It kind of hooks in. It's very secure, and so if you kind of shake the base and stuff, it doesn't really want to move, so which is really, really nice. Obviously, that's what you want from a display stand. So very strong there. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the stand and kind of show you what it looks like on the vertical, sorry, not the vertical position, the horizontal position, rather. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when you put it horizontally, kind of on the floor. Looks really, really nice. I mean, again, getting some more kind of angles of this. Looks absolutely fantastic. Again, aesthetically, this is a phenomenal build. I mean, truly, truly, truly phenomenal. Looks absolutely amazing. One cool feature about this set is when you actually turn the Slave One kind of like this, the wings do fly over. Unfortunately, I can't do a full, like thing, but gravity does do its job and kind of folds it. And again, when it's in the upright position, the wings are completely horizontal. And again, it just kind of stays that way because of the system that you have here. So very good construction techniques there. And before I show up the cockpit, kind of the final feature here, which is really, really neat, is this ramp is actually functional. It's not actually stationary. It looks like it's stationary, and it looks very clean and sloped and everything. But you can actually go ahead and press this thing, and boom, you have a loading ramp that you can use to kind of put a minifigure inside, which is really neat. So, if you wanted to recreate the scene from episode 2, where Boba's sitting there and he's like, "Dad, we gotta get in, get in," and his dad is like fighting Obi-Wan and whatever. You can kind of put on here and recreate that whole scene. So it's actually really, really neat. Again, perfect height for it, for a minifigure to put in. I think a full-size minifigure can get into there too, if I'm not mistaken. So let me see. Ooh, yeah, he's a little bit too big because of the rangefinder, but yeah, you can put like a normal size minifigure in there for sure. So yeah, very neat feature there. It's very clean. I mean, all you got to do, put it back down, boom, 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 boom. It's really simple, but really is ingenious. Absolutely love it. Very clever design by Lego. Yeah, so going ahead and taking a look at the cockpit here, it's actually a very expanded cockpit compared to what we saw in the original Slave one. So you do have 2 extra seats right here. And the cockpit piece itself, it's kind of interesting. It actually attaches via these 4 studs, as opposing to using the Technic pieces, which is really nice because the Technic pieces on Boba's Slave 1 actually are really hard to take off. And I was almost trying to do that with this one. Then I realized you're supposed to lift it up, not out. So very cool there. And of course, taking a look at the main cockpit section itself, you have room for 3 here. So you can put Jango in the main pilot seat right here. And then you can put Boba, in one of these seats, which is really neat. So definitely very cool there. And, again, you have those studs, so you can put them on. You do have some cockpit stickers, one on each side. So one right there, one right there. You have this thing. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's probably like a targeter or something, which is really cool. So, and you have a little, cockpit kind of computer here, which is very neat. Yeah. Oh, and also another detail is you have this little Easter egg. This is actually, I think it translates to Slave 1 or something like that. I don't know. It's any Star Wars experts, please translate that for me. But anyway, the other really cool feature about this set, about the cockpit rather, is that you can actually remove the cockpit itself, which makes it way easier for you to actually put minifigures on here, which is what I'm going to go ahead and do. Before I do that, I'm going to show you guys the final kind of feature of this thing, which is this little Easter egg here again. Not Easter egg, more as it is functional, to be honest. But you have clips for Jango's guns, and then you have a little stud here that you can actually put Jango's jetpack on, which is really neat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and put it back in. So yeah, I got this jetpack and his guns on there, secured. Very easy to slide it in from here, and there you go. And then I also have the cockpit now. So I see the Jango there with his little hairpiece. Got Boba. Unfortunately, he can't sit, so you have to stand him like that, but yeah, it's fine. Works out anyway. So yeah, you go ahead and you actually go ahead and slide this in to here. And yeah, looks really great. I mean, absolutely fantastic feature there. It just makes it so much easier to load people in. I guess the one downside, unfortunately, is that there's no space for his helmet. Now, I did see a little bit of a trick that you can use to put the helmet on a certain stud, so I'm probably going to do that with my own design. I'm just going to have this be the default configuration. So anyway, yeah, it looks really good overall, the cockpit. But yeah, very nice. So overall, I am a very big fan of Jango's Slave 1. I was a little bit skeptical at first when I saw the pictures come out and everything. I was like, man, this thing's going to be chunky. It's going to look terrible. And it is a little bit chunky, but it's not bad. And it's definitely looks a lot better in person. Like, it's just so sleek that even if it is a little bit chunky, I can totally give it a pass. And like the shaping, I think the shaping is just absolutely marvelous. Just really does wonders for the set. The shaping, the coloring, the construction techniques, the mini kind of play features and the accessibility features that they added with this thing, absolutely phenomenal, and a very huge upgrade, in my opinion, to the original Slave 1 functionally. I will say this does have a couple drawbacks. The minifigures are not great, unfortunately, and the quantity of minifigures also isn't great. But yeah, no, it's totally worth the price. I bought this actually day one online. I literally bought it as soon as it dropped at 12 a.m. on May 1st, and so got my hands on it right away. Got the GW piece, which I will be reviewing soon. But yeah, I think it's totally worth $300 retail price. It does come with almost 3,000 pieces. It is a long build process, so, and a very fun one, I might add. So yeah, definitely worth the money in my opinion. So I recommend everybody who is a fan of Jango Fett or Attack of the Clones to go out and get this set. You really, really won't regret it. It's a fantastic display model, has a lot of play features as well. And just overall, a really great set, a really well-built set. So not too many complaints. Again, I have some minor ones, but overall, if I had to give this a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. Just absolutely fantastic. Definitely one of my favorite UCS sets. Got to be top 5 for me at this point, maybe top 3. So yeah, absolutely great set, and hope that LEGO makes more sets like this. If you guys made it to the end of this video, I would really appreciate any support that you guys can give me. Buying all these Legos does cost me a lot of money, and I don't really get paid for this, so it is really nice when you guys show support. I'm just sharing my enthusiasm for the LEGO community, for LEGO Star Wars in particular. Just absolutely love these sets and love building Legos. So yeah, if you guys want to see more of these videos, just go ahead and give me a like. Comment below if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, really helps me out a lot. So you can, motivate me to make more videos. I really try to upload regularly and everything. I've been uploading pretty much weekly or at least once every 2 weeks. So definitely, a very expensive hobby, but a very fun one, something I really enjoy. So anyway, just appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. But until next time, tune into Mr. Brickswag for more LEGO